Good afternoon. I'm joined here today by Catherine Michel, CTO of Sigma Systems. Hi, Catherine.
Hello.
Thank you for
Hi.
joining us.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on your amazing award this week. You've just been announced CTO of the Year.
I know,
for the entire
shocking,
industry.
isn't it? No, it's fantastic, given the category and the other finalists. I think it was just incredibly gratifying because, as I said, at the time, there's so many exciting things going on in the industry, and I think disruption is such an amazing change agent for innovation, and I think and every day when I get up and I talk to service providers and then figure out what we need to do at Sigma to respond to the challenges that they're facing, I think my job is incredibly fulfilling because I can face that every day. Super excited.
So it is wonderful to see you recognised as a thought leader in the industry. I think a lot of people think that is your role. And when we tie that to the work that you're announcing here this week, so Sigma has announced that you're participating in the TM Forum Open Digital Lab. So tell me a little bit about how you see these things working together.
So I think for years the TM Forum has sponsored the Catalyst program, which is a fantastic initiative to bring service providers and vendors together to sort out point problems around infrastructure, around marrying the infrastructure with the business, and when you look at the Open Digital Lab concept, what I really like about it is it's as opposed to a temporary catalyst that come and go. It's meant to be this permanent environment and permanent platform for collaboration around all the different use cases that service providers are now faced with across the spectrum of network technology, across the spectrum of services on top of those networks, and across the spectrum of what it is a much broader ecosystem of players now. From Sigma's perspective, we absolutely want to be part of that because our belief is with all the dynamic changes that are happening, if service providers are going to really get on top of that, they have to have a set of platforms that allows them to dynamically respond to those changes without having to always rebuild things. So from our perspective, the approach we come with and the approach that we want everybody to take advantage of is this notion of no code zone. And the dynamic ability to spin up new services, make sure that they're of a sufficient level of definition that you can publish them, sell them through the channels, deliver them across the networks, and really do that as a business as usual activity. And so our contribution to the Open Digital Lab is part of that platform.
Excellent, fantastic. Because you're right, that's exactly what it is. This continuous, permanent area for continuous innovation.
Absolutely.
Exposing not only open source technology and form open APIs, but the ability to collaborate across the industry, spin up new innovative types of services. So will we see Sigma Systems exposed through conformant APIs? Is that the plan?
Absolutely, and in fact we already do use quite a few of the APIs, a lot of our discussions with service providers is how to broaden not just those APIs, but additional APIs and onboard those. And so our view has always been, it's incumbent upon us as a vendor that all of our software has to be completely open and interoperable. So whatever you can do through the user interfaces of our applications, you should also be able to do through APIs, because then that obviously cuts down a lot of the coding challenges that service providers are then faced with when they're trying to bring different vendors together into their broader ecosystem. So absolutely, fundamentally believe in the open APIs, and yes, we are using them, and I think that's why this lab concept is so great.
So give me an example of what somebody will be able to do when they're up and running now in the lab with the exposure of the different types of services. Can you maybe give people an idea what that might mean for them?
Absolutely. So if I think about a couple different types of services from different ends of the spectrum. So if I think about home security versus network security. So home security obviously will be an IoT type service, the specifications for which you would want to define in the catalog and associate with the necessary resource specifications that deliver home security. And on the other end of the perspective with network security and the virtualization of that into the SDN and being able to dynamically discover and expose that as yet another service available to sell perhaps to an enterprise customer. Having those specifications be able to be dynamically discovered and fed into the catalog is one level of API. But then being able to expose those and have them readily accessible by downstream systems for quoting and order capture versus the actual distribution, orchestration, and delivery of that service and the dispatch to the customer. Services that expose that information, services that provide that information to subscribing systems, whether they're internal or external. For me, those are all incredibly critical use cases around the different APIs.
Super. I think that really helps people to understand the power of the Open Digital Lab and the activities that they'll be able to do there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next steps, any further thoughts on what we should be doing more or additionally with the lab and where we're going next?
Well, I think for me the valuable use cases are really around the non-traditional types of services. So when you're dealing with broadening it across smart cities, connected car, all the different IoT services, as well as bringing into account all the changes that are going on with 5G and SDN, and making sure that the use cases cover the broad spectrum of both the end use and the products that you're ultimately trying to take to market versus the underlying network changes that are happening to deliver those services.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for Sigma Systems to support the Open Digital Lab.
Thank you
we look
very
forward
much.
to working
Thanks.
with you.